Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight you will learn the three requirements or three understanding on how to become a programmer or a website developer. So, in my own experience, for you to become a programmer or web developer, you must know and understand the localhost setup or localhost server. So localhost is a setup or a development within your local computer or laptop. So in the localhost terms and activities, you must have your localhost web server and an installer called XAMPP. So XAMPP is defaultly installed in Drive C and an XAMPP directory, and these are the files of the total web server in your localhost. This is the shortcut. And when you open that shortcut, you will see the list of web server packages in the XAMPP application. So if you are using PHP programming or other script that needs an Apache web server, you need to run this Apache. If you are using the famous MySQL database, it's an open source database, you need to run this MySQL. If you want to use FTP or file transfer protocol, this XAMPP web server is supporting FileZilla. If you are using mail management, send and receive email, there is a Mercury for that. If you want to support Java programming and web-based, there is a Tomcat server that manage Java web application. So these are the packages of XAMPP web server application. You need to run this XAMPP program and configure this in this area, including MySQL, configure it here, FileZilla, and also Mercury. So once you understand how to install this, how to manage this local host web server, you must know how to set up a website in the localhost under XAMPP. So htdocs is default web server directory where you can create here all your web applications or website design folder. So right now I am using Joomla. So this is a folder of Joomla, and I extracted here a Joomla files. So now, since I know a localhost management as part of a requirement to become a website developer, so I learned this part. Now, for you to extend your website development skills and like level, you must know how to set up a virtual host. So virtual host is like hosting your project in your local computer without buying or subscribing into a live domain name and live hosting account. So for me, virtual host is like a staging site for you and your clients to see your project in progress. So for you to see how to set up virtual host, you need to find it in Apache directory, and inside XAMPP and Apache, find the conf folder and extra and show all files. You will see the settings or configuration for VirtualHost. Okay, this is a VirtualHost configuration. Having this is equivalent to hidden, meaning removing these hashtags, meaning this content or these words or information will be shown in your VirtualHost. Defaultly, when you first open your VirtualHost file, you will only see this with double hashtags per line, meaning you have VirtualHost but there's no setup or active VirtualHost. So for you to set up your own VirtualHost or new VirtualHost, just copy this and paste it here like this sample, and remove all the hashtags per line like this. There's no more hashtags. When you remove the hashtags, automatically your web server will read this and deploy this in your localhost computer by means of XAMPP. So VirtualHost standard setup is like this: opening of VirtualHost and closing of VirtualHost. Inside the opening, there is asterisk colon port 80. I recommend using port 80 because you will have no more issues about porting and accessing your VirtualHost through port number. So you need to disable any desktop applications that can affect your XAMPP port number. Your Apache port number is port 80 and your MySQL port number for external access is 443. So this is a default sample document root. Remember, I installed my XAMPP program in the C XAMPP directory, and all my web servers or VirtualHost servers are installed inside this htdocs directory. And now this is a sample of my VirtualHost that is using Joomla CMS web application. There must be a server admin email, so sample is admin@dev.tradercoop.com. Next, server name .dev.tradercoop.com. So even your web server directory is unique into your domain name, it's okay. But if you want to make it like naming properly, you can put here dev. And server name will be admin@dev.tradercoop.com. Server name .dev.tradercoop.com. Alias is www.dev.tradercoop.com. So this is on sample of accessing your domain or subdomain name with this alias of www.dev.tradercoop.com. Error log $logs/dev.tradercoop.com -error.log. Custom log $logs/dev.tradercoop.com -access.log common. So this is one VirtualHost, meaning one website. If you have many websites, meaning you need to create many, just copy the sample VirtualHost, paste it here, and change your website address and folders. Same here. So now I understand the setting up of VirtualHost. I need to set up my host file. So to set up my host file, I need to access my notepad using as administrator. Click yes and then locate that file. Host file is located in Drive C, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc, and show all, and host.txt. You need to paste here your current IP address or your public IP address. So my public IP address is this one. My LAN IP address is this one. My localhost web server IP address is this one. My LAN IP address is this one. This one is my sample VirtualHost site address. So if I want my VirtualHost to be accessed outside or around the world, I just need them or my client, my team, or my partner or my colleague to give my public IP and my VirtualHost name. So there are two kinds of access in your VirtualHost: without www or with www. With www using the same public IP, this one. So you need to give this public IP with www and without www, this one. If you are accessing or if you don't have internet service, you can still access your VirtualHost using your local area network by giving them your IP address or computer IP. If once given your IP address, your local IP for your LAN network, and your public IP for your global network or global clients, they can see your website in their computer. So they just need to copy, or they just need you to give your IP, your VirtualHost address, and then they will just paste it in their host files as admin access and save as. Override their host file, and then they can now access specifically this address. So that's how VirtualHost is set up. So as a developer, you must know how to set up localhost, you must know how to set up VirtualHost, and the last one, you must know how to set up remote host. So if you are a developer or live developer, programmer, you must subscribe into a hosting company that offers website hosting or server hosting and web application hosting. So you are paying for this IP address, public IP, with an account equivalent, and with and space, hard disk space, RAM equivalent, and website applications installed like Apache, MySQL database, and other famous and required web applications. You just need to log in into your remote hosting account. So my account is called VirtualPrivateServer. This is a server next to a shared hosting. Shared hosting account or shared host is like you are sharing one hard disk drive. So many accounts are there. For example, I'm here in the Philippines and we are sharing a hard disk space, and you are from America, from United Kingdom. A virtual private server is like semi-dedicated. You have your own hard disk drive sharing in the virtual drive, and you have the advantage of managing your account like this. So you can create your hosting, you can manage your domain names here. So you must know this. So these are my domain names, my live websites, my accounts. So if you want to add a new domain name in your virtual private server, you just click create new, and then type here your domain name, username, etc. So now let's see how can I access my one of remote hosting or remote account or live account. We call it production account. Let's see this Dakila.com. This is a virtual private server control panel, and this is equivalent to like a localhost XM. cPanel is like you are accessing the cPanel anytime, anywhere, for you to manage your directories, your websites, your configurations, etc. So meaning you need to understand these technologies, these differences, so that you will learn the process of how to manage a live website, staging website, or local website. So these are virtual private hosting. This is VirtualHost in your local computer, and this is your local host in your computer. So that is, I believe, one of the requirements for you to be called a developer. But that is not enough. Only a part of that. That is only a percent of becoming a developer. So if you think this video is valuable and worth it for your understanding, you are invited to subscribe, hit the notification bell, click like and share this video for some new developers or new aspiring web developers and programmers. So I believe that mostly intermediate developers and full stack developers and senior developers understand this already. So this video is designed for a beginner and aspiring future developers. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please expect more in my channel. Bye.